government heads arrived yesterday seeking an end to rebel warfare that for months has bathed the city in blood. Local troops are ready for trouble as the motorcade moves through the city. Defying advancing police, an angry mob hurls stones and makeshift weapons at the official cars. The heavily armed police club the mob into submission as hopes for a speedy settlement are shattered. This is the Regulus. This is the Pershing. Here on the launching pad, the Atlas. Under gray, brooding skies, 33 drivers start down the Indianapolis Speedway.
We have a check-in patient, Lorna Melford. Just brought her in from General Hospital. Here are the papers.
Lorna Melford, the transfer patient from General Hospital is here. Head nurse, please. Head nurse, please. The transfer from General Hospital is here.
Dr. McLeod. I'm here to help you.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'll kill you. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
This is Dr. Denning, Nurse Horn. Sleep.
No.
You need it. Now, you stay here with Lon if you hear from me in the morning.
Well, there are only 2 nurses on the floor, Doctor. Miss Terry said not to stay with any one patient.
Now, once you're here, I'll speak to the head nurse.
Yes, Doctor.
Have us him again.
She wakes up at any time, you call me.
See?
See you in the morning, Lona. I want to transfer to borderline first thing in the morning. Get the paperwork done tonight, will you, Larry? Every minute counts with this girl.
Of course.
Call General Hospital, too. I want to talk to every doctor who's examined her tonight, if you can get them.
Too big a chance this time, Donovan? Putting her in borderline? She could ruin it for you. She tried to kill a nurse at General's in the report.
I read the report. What it doesn't say is they kept her strapped down, locked away. If a borderline experiment can't reverse that kind of treatment, it isn't worth a damn.
I'll see you later.
The girl's committed to us for help, and what do? Less than an hour, we take away her identity, put her in an isolated room, and scare the hell out of her.
It's like such a gamble, but...
Like a frightened child in a closet, then tell her not to be afraid?
Of course not. There are some people, Dr. McLeod, who don't agree with your methods.
So where do you stand, Miss Horn?
I refuse to answer that question.
All right, Mrs. Wallace?
Yes, but Connie's just the same.
Go to sleep, Eleanor. Go back to bed, Winnie.
You're the only one who can keep Connie quiet. She's been standing like that all evening.
Voices again?
Yes. I didn't want to tell anybody else. It's Freddie. He's here. And they won't let me see him. Help me. Please. Please help me. I need someone. There. Freddie? Why, he's in the cage, too.
You sure it's his voice?
You think I'm lying, don't you?
Connie, I don't want you to catch cold. You recognize any other voices?
I don't want to talk about them. They won't let me see him. They're keeping him away from me.
Try to get some sleep, Connie. Remember my promise? Well, you're going to borderline in the morning. We'll talk about it then, okay? Good night, Connie.
Now I lay down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before,
Wait.
It's a nightmare, that's all. You've had them before. Remember waking up from a nightmare when you were a child, not knowing whether it was real or not, and finding out it was only a dream.
Grandma, what's happened to me?
You're in the hospital.
Prison. I'm in a prison. That's where I am. I've done something horrible and I'm being punished.
You're not in prison. You've done nothing to be punished for. Dr. McLeod in the Canterbury Hospital.
What kind of a hospital?
Mental hospital, Lorna. And under tremendous emotional pressures and something gave way. Not like the way a lung might collapse for a heart during periods of great stress.
You liar! What are you doing to me and why? I want to get out of here.
That's what we want too when you're well and strong.
Go ahead, tie me up. I'm out of my head. I heard them talking. Remember. Keep her tied up. Tie her up tight, tight. Tie her up tight. What am I doing loose, Doctor?
The bed's in the other room, Lorna. Your clothes are there, your makeup, your personal belongings. Go ahead. You got a half hour before lights are out. Go on now.
No.
You'll be with 7 other women. You won't be locked up anymore. The nurse will show you where to go. Good night, Lorna.
Tell Dr. Brookfield to call Dr. McLeod. Just a second. Dr. McLeod, this is Jim Melford, Lorna's husband. I knew you'd want to see him.
I'm glad you waited, Mr. Melford.
Thank you, Doctor.
How about some coffee?
Fine. What's happening to her, Doctor?
What?
Yeah, that's fine. You know, I never realized this place was so big, so many people. Can you help her? Thank you. She's still violent? You know, she doesn't even know me. She looks right through me like I wasn't even there.
You tell me when it started?
Well, she's always been, you know, a little different, but at times when our little boy was killed, and after that, we never seemed to have anything together. I tried everything, but she was always in her own world. She had her own feelings and her own thoughts, and I couldn't seem to get through to her. I felt that she had blamed me for what had happened. You understand what I mean, Doctor?
Did she want another child?
When she found out she could never have one.
Is that when she began to break?
She'd come into a room, you see, like I wasn't even there. And she'd stare right through me as though I were nothing. They told me that she'd have to have help, and well, we didn't have the money for a private hospital, and that's when I agreed to bring her here. I didn't want to, but I signed anyway. What else could I do?
For my wife, I would have done exactly the same thing.
Do you think that she can ever be cured? I mean, is she ever going to be all right?
Help me, let me
McLeod. Told you I was going to help you. You're in a hospital, Lorna. I'm your doctor, I understand. I want to help you. Don't shut me out. I want you to stand up, Lorna. I want you to try. You can stand up. Lorna, can you hear me? Lorna, listen to me, listen. Do you know where you are? Do you know where you are?
In hell.
You're making me nervous. What's the matter with you anyhow? Bitch.
Why so angry, Marion? She has a right to be here like everyone else.
I think your lousy hospital's a phony, and you're the biggest phony of them all. Yetta. Tell me, doctor. How old were you when you started hating your brother? How did you feel when your mother stopped nursing you? What did you find out behind the school gymnasium, huh?
The truth, Marion. That's all we're looking for.
Oh, what would you know about truth? You and your questions. When did you discover sex? Huh? When did you find out about the great, big, beautiful world of men, honey? Questions. Day after day after day. And all the time you're looking at us. Like we're some special kind of bug.
I feel dirty.
Don't you sit down, Lorna.
Yeah, why don't you sit down, Lorna?
I'm not crazy. I don't belong in this. I'm not going to talk.
Ah!
You don't have to talk if you don't want to.
Free world. Free. Free like a daisy. Like a lazy daisy.
No more people in the world.
No one's crazy here. We're all alone, that's all. All alone.
No one's alone, Irene. Not here. You have friends, people to talk to.
Oh, I like to talk, but no one talks to me. I don't hate anyone. I'm not made like that. But everybody pushes me away, and it didn't used to be like that when I was a teacher. But everybody pushes me away.
I can't understand that, Irene.
I'll never push you away, you know that.
Dirty, filthy, everything's filthy.
Huh! Who the hell are you? Listen, sister, you're no better than anybody. You're the same, just the same. Let me tell you something. I'm a hell of a lot more honest than all of you put together. You know why? Because nobody made me choose my life. I chose it. I found out very early what all you men want and just how much you pay for it. And I made him pay. You bet I made him pay. And I like my life, you understand? I like it. I just want to get out of here and pick up where I left off.
Pick up is right. Pick up. Pick up the beat and pick it up and pick it up and make it beat and beat and
Oh,
beat.
little Snow White, where'd they find you, huh?
Is there something you want to say, Connie?
Oh, go ahead, kid. Go ahead. Confession is good for the soul. That's the big show right now, isn't that right, Doc? Go on, kid, play it. I was a teenage lunatic. That's the routine.
Everyone dies one way or another. Don't they? I know they're poisoning our food. Very slowly. It's in the gravy.
Honey, those voices ought to tell you that gravy's not going to kill you. They just mix a little something in it to keep your instincts quiet. But I don't eat that gravy, do I, Doc, huh?
How is my baby this morning? You are beautiful today, little one. So clean and beautiful. Did you sleep well all through the long, long night?
What are you doing, zombie? She hasn't talked in 7 years.
She's nuts. Doesn't understand what we say.
Edna can hear us and she can understand us. I want you to remember that.
If you're trying to sell us that, you're nuts.
You're the one. You're the filth of the world, you prostitute. You are!
Lorna, stop it. Stop it!
Let me go! Let me go!
Let her go, Bracken.
Don't touch me!
Let her go!
Touch me! Leave me alone!
Go on! Wow, so that's the new deal in group therapy.
I'd like to be able to read. Maybe somebody could give me a pill so I'd be able to read.
It's fascinating, but I don't quite see the point of it. Shh. Here he comes.
Hello? Morning. I'm Dr. McLeod. I know you hardly got settled here, but we're desperately short-handed. There's no time to break you in easily. Well, what'd you think of our borderlines? Come on, say what you think.
Well, I'm a little confused, Doctor, because some of them seem almost normal, and some of them seem, well, just insane.
They were talking, weren't they?
But,
Go ahead.
well, they seem really violent.
The point is they were alive, in action, their emotions showing.
But some of them could have gotten hurt. Even you might have.
I know, the deadly female of the species. But they didn't. Most of their pent-up emotions came out in words in a group, exposed for everyone to accept and to live with. That's the whole point. The group's a thing. We have a chance, you and I, to do something here that really counts. We're attacking a disease that affects 1 out of every 10 people and takes up more hospital beds than all other diseases combined. You've seen these women. Disturbed, psychotic, miserable. What I want you to realize, these are basically normal people who are sick. There's every reason to believe a good part of their brain is normal and fighting to regain total health. It's in the group as something exciting happens. The group fights to be normal, fights in some remarkable way to destroy the abnormality in each person, in each brain. I think it's because the group as a whole, the people in it, begin to realize that they need and care for each other. Your job is to understand these people, to learn to see with their eyes, to hear with their ears, to feel with their needs. Let me show you the real danger, the true disaster. I never want you to forget this ward. We call it the regressed ward. Most of these women have been here for a long, long time. Their illnesses were discovered too late because there was no one to help them while there was still time for them to be helped. In many cases, no one cared enough. But we care, all of us. We wouldn't be here. Every patient in this hospital is a human being, entitled to respect and dignity. They need us. We are the caretakers of their hope, of their future.
The group session really that bad?
It's all here in the report, Miss Terry. It's one thing for me to tell you about it, but you have to have seen it with your own eyes. Those patients fighting like that, and Dr. McLeod just sat there and watched them as though he wanted them to. As if we didn't have trouble enough. I don't know what it's all going to lead to.
I have a very good idea what it's going to lead to. And I'm counting on your help.
I've been here 10 years next month. I've never failed to do my job yet, have I?
Borderline, he calls it. Bracken, you know the kind of discipline I believe in. You know what I stand for.
Yes, Miss Terry.
I want a complete report every day. I want every infraction of the rules noted down, no matter how little, no matter who does it.
I'll take care of it, Miss Terry.
Thank you, Bracken. Yes?
Will you come to my office right away, please? Dr. McLeod is here.
Certainly, Doctor.
Good morning, Lucretia.
Jubal? Dr. McLeod?
Hello, Miss Terry. Please sit down.
Thank you.
The placement of the new nurses seems to be a question, perhaps a misunderstanding. Dr. McLeod feels very strongly.
I feel there must be a misunderstanding. I was promised new nurses for Borderline. Now I find half of them assigned somewhere else. Why, Miss Terry?
I thought I'd made that quite clear in my report. All I do is recommend the assignment of personnel, Dr. McLeod. Final decisions are Dr. Harrington's. In such a serious situation, I wouldn't dare to presume.
I'd like you to understand what we're trying to do, Miss Terry. I need your help.
I wasn't aware that you needed anything, Doctor.
Look, the board promised me a fair chance. I must have nurses trained in this new work.
You find the nurses at Canterbury inadequately trained?
I didn't say that.
I'm responsible for the safety of my nurses. I've spent 20 years building up the nursing staff here. I've fought for them, protected them, and defended them. I care what happens to my nurses. Now you've put a definitely homicidal patient in Borderline. A nurse could easily be hurt or even killed.
I suggest we work out a compromise, Dr. McLeod.
Why can't we take this dangerous case? This Melford woman. Put her in seclusion for a little while, where she'd normally be assigned.
Seclusion?
It's just one more case.
No seclusion. She stays in Borderline. The Melford case can be the most important in the whole experiment. She can be proof that...
Proof? Proof of what?
Proof that even extreme mental illness can be helped by group therapy. Give me the 5 weeks before the board meets. We'll prove to you we can reach Lorna, that the group can reach her.
May I speak freely?
Of course.
You take a potential homicide like Lorna Melford. Cater to her. Coddle her like a spoiled child, and you're asking for trouble. Dr. McLeod, have you ever been attacked by a patient? I have. Have you ever had a patient try to kill you?
I say they must be treated as normal human beings, entitled to respect and human rights.
They can only be handled by the intelligent use of force.
Force? You mean destroyed through force?
I know this hospital.
But I know something about the people entrusted to us, and as long as I'm at Canterbury, they'll come first. You fought every move I've made since I've arrived here, but this time there's no easy way out. If I don't get the new nurses you promised me, I can't go on with my work. It's as simple as that. I'll wait to hear from you, Doctor. It'll only take a minute.
Kathy. It's never easy the first time.
She was so helpless in there.
It's worth it. It brings her out of depression.
Wasn't a very good beginning for me, was it?
Very good beginning. You're human. Let's go find the rest of the class.
Now listen to me. It's no use fighting. You might as well get used to it. You probably have a lot of these treatments. They're not so bad. You'll get used to them.
What are you trying to do?
I always tell them the truth.
Who told you there'd be any more treatments? Don't you realize you're terrifying this girl? Here, go on. I'll take her to recovery.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, ladies, get your bets up. Here we go. It's Lorna. Isn't it, dear? It's Lorna. Hurts, doesn't it, dear? I know. It used to hurt me, too. It's all right, baby. It's all right, baby.
A lady got a taste of the hot seat and she doesn't like it. A couple more of those and she'll be running home to Mama faster than you can say Dr. McLeod. 999. Oh, come on. Don't tell me you wouldn't do the same thing if you were in my place. You want to try another?
I'd like to see my mother.
What do you want to see your mother for? Come on.
I remember her voice. What are you doing here? Why are you doing this to me? I'd rather see you dead. That's what she said at the hospital. Didn't even want to come near the bed. She just looked at me as if I didn't belong to her. To her or anyone.
It's all right, little one. You'll be home in a minute. Don't worry. I'll take good care of you. I have to. There is just the two of us.
It's all wrong. I'll never see him again.
Now, don't say that, child. You must keep your spirits up. That's what my dear mother used to say. Keep your spirits up, child. Do it with poetry. And she'd recite to me. Oh, lend to the rhyme of the poet the beauty of thy voice, and the night shall be filled with music, and the cares that infest the day shall fold their tents like the Arabs, and as silently steal away.
Why don't you all come to visit my family and my husband Freddie when you all get out? I know you'd like them. They'd like you very much. They're kind. Very kind. My mother writes me every day. Every single day. I got this one this morning. My darling Connie, I have a few minutes before Daddy comes home for dinner. I don't want to let a day go by without writing you. We talk about you all the time, darling. We miss you so much. And Freddie has dinner with us every Sunday. And he calls every day to talk to us about you. And I've never seen a boy so loyal. He loves you so much, Connie. And he's a real son to us. And we've left everything just the way it was when you left. Nothing will be changed. Nothing. Except that we all realize how much you really mean to us. How much we love you. Mother.
Liar! There's nothing on that letter. Nothing. There is not one word on that letter, not one word. Liar!
Why did you have to do that?
That's the way we'll all finish. Standing against a wall. Being nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. As you can see, size or brute strength mean absolutely nothing against judo. That's why I insist my nurses keep themselves in top physical condition. You must be able to protect yourself against the possible attack by a patient, male or female. And remember this, never trust a patient. Never turn your back on them. They're different from you. They think differently. They act differently. I will not tolerate brutality or cruelty, but neither will I tolerate laxity or carelessness. From the very beginning, the patient must know that you are in control. You have the power to make them obey the rules of this institution, and believe me, they will respect your strength. These experienced nurses will be your instructors. I want you nurses on borderline to take double instruction periods until you're completely skilled in judo. I'm warning you. You're on a dangerous ward. Bracken, take over and give me individual progress reports daily. Yes, Miss Terry.
Miss Terry, do you have a minute?
Yes, a few, Doctor.
I'll get right to the point. I want Bracken transferred out of borderline. One insensitive, callous nurse like her can destroy in 3 minutes what has taken us weeks to build.
But I don't think you understand the situation. At Dr. Harrington's request, I agreed to a compromise. You have your new nurses, and I have one head nurse on each tour of duty.
Cretia, must I go to the board over every single issue?
I do my job as I see it, Doctor. You've come in here and you've tried to change everything. Everybody without any concern for personal feelings. Did it ever occur to you to treat staff with the same feelings you have towards your patients?
I treat you as professionals, as I expect you to treat me.
That's not enough for me, Doctor. I want respect and consideration like your patients.
Why don't you start treating them like human beings, like women?
Something the matter?
Let's get out of here.
I raided the hospital kitchen.
Thanks.
Are you working very late tonight?
We'll learn his history again. Never know enough. There's never enough time.
Well, good night, Donovan.
Good night, Allison.
Men. That movie we saw last night made me sick. I couldn't stand that woman crying her eyes out because some guy jilted her.
Maybe she loved him, Marion.
Love? Now, just what would you know about love, huh? Where's your Freddie, huh? That dame in that movie didn't know how lucky she was. I never saw a man yet who wasn't a spineless idiot, a crook ready to do you out of everything you've got. I could kill him. But I play it smart. I get what I want. I laugh at him. I spit at him. I spit at you.
Treat you with respect, Mary, and expect the same from you. You always attack men with so much hatred. Why?
There you go again, big shot. You sit there smiling like some kind of special Buddha, pretending you're a man and giving us the come on. Okay, what kind of man are you? Why don't you say something?
Don't tell me you don't have secrets like the rest of us. Dirty skeletons locked up in some little closet. I never saw a man that didn't.
Tell us again how many men you've known.
Child, there's no need to talk like that.
Oh, come on. Anybody can say anything they want in here. That's what the great god Buddha always says.
Tell me, why don't I die? I live in the desert. The sun burns hot. The hills are very far away. There isn't a living soul in the whole hot world. No father or mother. Not even a child.
Child? What child? Get away from me. I'll kill you. I'll kill you just the way I killed him.
Who did you kill?
The child. The child.
Lorna, what child?
I'll never see him again. I'm damned. I'm damned. I did it. I killed him. I'll burn in hell for it. I killed him.
How?
Halfway home.
What happened, Lorna, halfway home?
I said I'd drive. I wanted to. It was such a long trip. Why did I say I'd drive? The child was sleeping. I put him in the back seat. He was sleeping. And Jim was laughing. I remember he was laughing. I was thinking of something else. Something else. I asked Jim for a cigarette. He lit it for me. I reached over to get it. And I looked at him. I don't know why I did that. I looked back at the baby. Oh, God. Oh, God, why did I do that? I seemed to lose control of the car. Truck. Oh, God. Oh, God, my baby. Oh, God. Oh, God, I killed my baby. I killed my baby. Oh, God.
She's my wife. How do I act?
Just be yourself. Take it sort of easy. Don't force anything. This is Miss Clark, Mr. Melford.
Hello, Mr. Melford.
She'll take you in. I'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Lorna?
Hello, Lorna.
Hello.
You look wonderful.
Thank you.
I'll be back in a few minutes, Lorna. Would you like some coffee?
That would be very nice.
Mr. Melford?
Yes, thank you. I brought these are your favorites.
Thank you for remembering. I don't remember very well. I'm sorry.
Change your hair a little bit.
One of the girls is
was a hairdresser. She experiments on us.
Is everything, how's the food? Is it? It's good. I was wondering, you know, I would have been up here before, but the doctor said he...
I don't know you at all. The way you look, the way you talk, are you sure?
Well, honey, it takes time, you know, for it to come back. I mean, you have to have patience. Everything. Lorna, do you remember how it was with us in the beginning, you know? I mean, when we were first married, we had it, you know, much better than most people ever have. God, I missed you so.
How? How have you missed me?
Well, what do you mean, how? I mean, in every way. There's nothing the same at home now. You see, when you... I think that you look much better. I can tell.
Much better than what? What do you know about me, anyway? What do you care, really? What does anybody care?
Don't say that, Lorna. I care. I love you, you know that. I want to take care of you.
You don't mean that.
I mean it, Laura. I mean it.
You keep away from me.
Lorna.
Pig. Is that all you ever think about? Is that the reason why you have the nurse leave us alone, so you can treat me like an animal? I'm a human being, not an animal.
Lorna.
Don't touch me, filthy, dirty.
Lorna.
That's all I'm good for, isn't it? All right, if that's what you want, I'll
Lorna.
Stop it! You loved me when I needed you. You never cared. Never, not me.
Please.
Big!
Please.
Big! Big!
Order.
Big! 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 You don't
In my office, Mr. Melford.
You don't care. You don't
Please.
care about me. You don't care about me. You don't care about me. You don't care. You don't care. You don't care.
Hey, come on. We're going to have a party. I smuggled in a bottle. Now, look, get everything you got tucked away, and don't forget that stuff in Edna's mattress. Oh, boy, we're going to have a party. Having a party. What you got? Oh, I don't want those. Anybody else? Here we go. Hey, this is quite a haul.
I feel like Santa Claus.
Where'd you get these?
Oh, I just pick them up.
I'm going to go to you next time.
Medicinal.
That's the kind I like, honey. Okay, here we go. Home brew. You know what I need? I need a little of that 100 Well, speak of the devil, here we go. Thank you, Lorna dear. Oh, whoops. Now, I need an opener for the juice. Who's got an opener? Hey. You do that so well, you can do the rest of them, honey. Everybody ready? I want to tell you. Oh, that ought to do it. Thank you, Lorna dear. Mama first. We ought to bottle it. As Dr. McLeod would say, let's relate. Oh, come on, swingers, come on. Yeah, let's go. That's the way we go, Grandma.
Marion?
Oh, I'm gonna get out of your way.
No. Oh, no. No. Oh, Mommy! Mommy! Oh, why doesn't she come? Oh, I'm all alone. Oh, Mommy, why don't you come to New York and get me? Mommy! Mommy!
The scars will go away, dear. scars will go away.
They never go away. They're locked up inside, locked up in some stinking dirty cage. Hand that over to me.
Why do you keep us here, huh?
Animal trainer, why? You'll be locked up for this. No more cages.
Oh, no. I want you to fly. You understand? I want you to fly, you little bastard. Fly, fly, fly.
Ah! Come back! Ah! Edna, let me have that. Edna? Let me have it, Edna. Give that to me. You little fool!
Don't you touch her! Don't you touch her!
Edgar.
Edna.
Bracken deliberately slapped a defenseless catatonic patient. That's unforgivable.
I didn't have any choice, Doctor. They were getting completely out of control.
This is a serious charge, Miss Bracken. It's a nurse's responsibility to control her own actions.
I want her discharged.
It was one of your nurses, Dr. McLeod. She was incapable of controlling the violence.
That's not fair. I could have handled them, and without any violence if I'd only had the chance.
Bracken antagonized the women. She provoked the violence.
Dr. McLeod, how long has Miss Clark been on your borderline ward?
5 weeks.
5 weeks. And now she's an authority on handling patients, is that it?
Let her speak for herself.
I know these patients. Nurse Bracken had no right to treat Edna the way she did. She doesn't understand them. In my opinion, she shouldn't be allowed to handle borderline.
And you should?
Yes. I'm sure I understand how they feel and how they think. In my heart, I don't believe a single one of them is really dangerous.
All right, let's talk about what really is dangerous. Let's talk about an experiment like borderline that allows unlicensed freedom, that permits a homicidal patient to attack a trusted nurse with a deadly weapon.
I think the time has come for us all to re-examine the whole borderline project.
I just want Bracken kept out of my ward.
I want to study the reports thoroughly, Dr. McLeod. There are always many aspects to an occurrence of this kind.
Exactly. Nurse Bracken is human, and I don't like her being made the scapegoat for somebody else's total failure.
You've trained her. She stands for everything you believe in. Can't you understand what you're doing? Clinging to the past, closing your eyes to every new idea? Dr. Harrington, you spent a lifetime in this work. You know of the tremendous changes in the past 10 years alone. We're not just custodians of these people. We have proof today that 80% of all mental patients can be cured. Not just treated, but cured. We don't have to be afraid of that word anymore. So why don't we stop fighting over our personal differences and fight for something really important, the day hospital, where patients never have to be institutionalized, where they live in their own homes with their own families while we help them to get well.
Have you finished, Doctor? Splendid speech. Very well prepared. Why don't you bring it up to the board next week?
Maybe she's right. Maybe I am incompetent.
You're a damn good nurse, and you know it.
What if it was my fault?
Welcome to Terry's lists. You stood up to her and fired back today. You made it for sure. I was proud of you, Kathy.
Oh, Larry, doesn't it just make you burn, this whole business?
Yeah, at least the fight's out in the open now.
I didn't come into nursing to fight?
Kathy, I've learned something. It isn't enough to want to do good in this world. You have to fight like hell for it. You find your worst opponents aren't the weaklings, the liars, the hypocrites. No, the worst ones are the strong ones like Lucretia. They're sincere. They fight you every inch of the way because they honestly believe they're right.
But how can you show her she's wrong?
Maybe you never do. Maybe you just keep fighting.
You really believe in borderline, don't you?
I'm excited about it, Kathy. It's a frontier. It's one of the last. We're part of it. You work with a man like McLeod, feeling the challenge, knowing that someday, because of your work and the knowledge you're acquiring, a lot of people may be better off. Gives you a reason.
You're a doctor. You talk like a poet.
I think everyone does it. Feels something deeply.
Well, then, I should sound like a poet, too. I'm beginning to care very deeply about you.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Have you had your lunch yet?
Doctor, can I borrow my date?
Looks like I have no choice, huh?
I know she's indispensable, but...
Cooking, Chef.
Do my best.
Girls cut. Oh, you don't mind, do you? I was watching you and I was feeling so left out. After all, I'm a patient, you know. Good night. You know, Doctor, you give me such a feeling of security, you know? I mean,
Why aren't you two dancing? Come on, Connie. I know Freddie wants to dance. Come ahead.
Here we go. Here's
Two,
Irene.
please. Right. Oh,
Right off the griddle.
thank you.
It's kind of smoky, huh?
This isn't a hospital anymore. It's McLeod's private country club. We can't tell the visitors from the patients.
They call it the changing face of psychiatry. Doesn't it frighten you, Lucretia?
He's sure asking for trouble.
I wonder. I'm not so sure anymore.
We've done a good job here, Jubal, you and I. Nothing's going to change. Not at Canterbury. We're right. The records prove we're right.
The records of the past. What about the future?
But we made Canterbury. It belongs to us. We're not going to change it his way.
You know, Lucretia, I was a good psychiatrist once.
You still are.
I never really wanted this job.
But you fought so hard to become the superintendent of a big hospital.
I suppose I wanted what came with it. But sometimes when I watch McLeod, I look back and I see myself years ago.
Hello.
Hi, that's my ball. Can I have it? Hey, you're pretty.
Thank you. What's your name?
Tony, what's yours?
Lorna.
Hey, we got a game going. You want to play with us?
You want a girl to play?
Tony, come here.
See you later.
I told you to stay away from them. You want to get hurt?
Larry? Take
Yeah.
over for me, will you?
Sure.
Phone, please. Give me intercom, emergency.
quiet in the ward. I'm just finishing the report now. Sure, I'll bring them down. See you in a minute. Save me some coffee, will you?
I was lost. Connie.
I want these changed every hour. Lorna? You're safe, completely safe. Nothing's happened to you. Nothing will happen to you.
Light me, buddy boy. Well, Doc, now you got two of them. Hear no evil, see no evil, and they don't even talk to each other.
They ought to stick you in the men's ward, Marion, and leave you there.
That's the best offer I've had for 3 months. I'll take it. Why don't you write me a letter, Pollyanna?
I'm not covering up anymore. I'm completely naked now. And the whole world
Who is naked? There are no people.
We're all here, Anna. Alive. Right here, in this world.
I know. I remember. My father was already dead. Then they came, took away my mother. I ran to catch them. I ran so hard. And I heard her voice. Anna, Anna. But I couldn't see her. I could only hear her voice. They put me in a truck with other small children. I remember. The sun was very hot. The mountain was very far away. And I was all alone.
What are you crying about? You deserved it, didn't you? You wouldn't be here if you didn't deserve it.
Why do you say that, Lorna?
You're a whole dirty bunch of women. I can't take you anymore!
Lorna. Lorna, please. What is this thing inside you? What is it, Lorna?
I was 13. I should have known something was going to happen. They fought all the time.
What was it they fought over?
My mother was so jealous. He was cold and spiteful. She never loved him. Our house was like a grave. One night they had a terrible quarrel. I was in my bedroom. He said he couldn't take it anymore. He was in love with another woman and he was going to away with her. I ran down to him. I pleaded with him. Please, don't leave me, Daddy. I love you. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. I can't stand in here without you. Please don't leave me.
I won't, Lorna. I won't leave you. You writing her off, Mr. Melford?
You want the truth, Doctor, and I can't even tell you. I don't even know how I feel.
Would you feel the same if your wife had diabetes or a heart attack?
Those are different. The person stays the same. It's not like this at all.
I mean, you're afraid, isn't that it?
Afraid of what?
Afraid of her illness, afraid of this hospital, afraid of what people will think. Especially about you.
No, that's not true, Doctor. I wanted to come back. It was you who told me not to come until now.
I didn't think Lorna was ready. I didn't think you were either. You know what it meant until just recently to be an alcoholic, Mr. Melford? The shame, the ostracism, the contempt of society. We're just beginning to regard mental illness with the same understanding. These things take time, knowledge, love.
Love, Doctor? Could you love someone that looked at you half the time as if she was going to kill you? That was terrified if you even tried to touch her? That day I came here to see her, I wanted to see something. A flicker that reminded me of the woman that I loved. Instead, there was some sort of stranger in my wife's face and body. My wife is gone, Doctor.
No, Mr. Melford.
I want to be truthful. But I just know that this whole thing is not my fault. It's not my fault.
Of course it isn't. Whatever the cause of Lorna's illness, I can assure you there's no need to blame yourself.
I've always loved her. There was never any other woman. There was never any reason. And what have I done to her, Doctor? I mean, why does she hate me so?
She doesn't hate you, Mr. Melford. If anything, she's going to need you more than ever. Your warmth, your comfort, your love. This belonged to someone, a man I admired very much. Kept it in his office, put his tobacco in it. Smart and scarred. Kid has memories, too. I don't pretend it's a perfect box, but for me, it's beyond value. There are no perfect boxes, Mr. Milford. Nor people.
Remember now, build up McLeod. Let them know that he means well, but it's just not right for Canterbury. Let's call it the proper frame of mind for tomorrow morning's board meeting. Okay, I'll see you. Come in. Dr. McLeod.
Grisha? Grisha, I wanted to talk to you before the board meeting tomorrow. Just man to...
Man to man?
Your work means a great deal to you, and you take pride in it. I'm the same way. I'd like us to work together for the good of the hospital.
But I've always worked for the good of the hospital.
All I mean to say is if the day hospital goes through, it means not just one, but many units, all linked to Canterbury. We have to be ready. We have to have the best in every department.
I see you've decided to take a new tack with me. Use a little basic feminine psychology. What am I supposed to do, Doctor? Be flattered and accept?
You can make a valuable contribution, Lucretia.
On the contrary, I would oppose everything you did. I believe the borderline experiment is impractical and dangerous, and I think the day hospital would be disastrous for Canterbury.
The huge hospital you've always known is dying. You can't hold off the future. If you don't see it now, you will a few years from now.
Do you expect me to fight your battle with the board tomorrow, Doctor? Is that why you came here?
I'm thinking of the patients. These people need you.
I'll see you tomorrow, Doctor. Forgive me, but I'm late for dinner.
This is what I wanted to show you. I found it last month. I wanted it to be our first day hospital. It wouldn't take much to fix it up. It'd take 25 or 30 patients, especially if most of them sleep at home. You can start with all the borderlines who have families in town. They can live in their own homes, spend the night there, come here during the day for treatment. They've counted on it, on me. Tomorrow, the board will throw out the whole plan, and there's nothing I can do about it. I grew up in a little town in Kansas. One day when I was 10 years old, I went to visit the state hospital. I stood in the waiting room of the visitors area. I could see the endless rows of men through the bars. Some sat in chairs, some on rows of benches. Some lay sprawled on the floor. Some walked up and down like caged animals. Some just stood up by themselves, crying as if they were in terrible pain. You couldn't see their wounds. A tall, black-haired man walked up to the bars and looked at me. He told me my son was in here. You see, my son, he said. I looked straight into his eyes. My father never recognized me. Skill had made him a top surgeon. Sensitivity, his feelings for people, all locked up behind bars, all destroyed by the age of 45. He committed suicide less than a year later. I never spoke of my father's illness or how he died. I buried my feelings, guilt, the shame. I became obsessed with the idea that can that burned out because nobody knew enough or cared enough.
But you know. You care.
I had to do it all alone. I shut out everything, everyone, including you.
I'm here.
A place like this could have saved him. So many more.
Irene, can't we do something to get her to sleep?
She doesn't want to sleep, dear. She's just as nervous as everybody else.
I keep thinking, what if the board says we can't go to the day hospital?
Will you shut your trap?
Sleep, Marion?
Edna. You must go back to bed.
Well, it's, Edna. She's restless. I wish I could do something more for her.
Dr. McLeod, please. Nurse Clark calling. Hello, Doctor. This is Kathy Clark. Doctor, I'm really a little worried about Edna. Yes, she's different than I've ever seen her.
Edna. Edna, dear, please go back to bed.
Leave the dummy alone, will you?
Maybe they won't let Edna go.
I do hope we all go together.
Lousy big brass. Meeting tomorrow, passing judgment on us like we're a bunch of criminals waiting for parole.
Why don't you just shut up? Filthy mouse.
I want to see Freddie. And if there's a day hospital, then I can see him every day. He wants to marry me. I know he wants to marry me.
You think you're heading for heaven, don't you? Just because some lousy little punk made a couple of passes at you. Well, you'll walk out on you. Nobody wants to be married to a nut.
How about you? When you get out, what's waiting for you?
The best of everything. Top drawer, that's what's waiting for me. Just let me get out of this cage, that's all.
You're like her. You're just like the woman who took my father away.
I'm getting away from all of you. Screwballs, every one of you. I'm fed up here. When I get out.
You're afraid. I can see it now. You're afraid like everybody else.
Afraid? Afraid of what? Just what am I afraid of? I have taken everything that this dirty world can dish out. You think there's any gravy train coming into the world a bastard? What do you think about that, huh?
How'd you like to live with 6 other kids and never know where you came from and never know who your mother or father was? How'd you like to have every one of them say, come here, little bastard, do that, little bastard, do this, little bastard, little bastard. The happiest day of my life was when somebody called me Marion. I'm sorry. You're sorry. I've been sorry all my life. All my life. No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Look!
Edna, give that to me.
You don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to hurt your friends.
No, Edna, don't do it. You're going to go with us. Listen, Edna, now listen. We're not going to walk out on you. It doesn't matter whether we go to the day hospital or not. You're going to be with us. You're going to get well. We want you, Edna.
We love you, Edna.
We're your family now.
You'll never be alone again, Edna.
We want you, Edna.
Good. So good.
Did you hear her? You talked, Edna.
You were right, Doc. You were right all the time.